Welcome in, folks. Caleb Tallman, Team FY Sports. I'm joined with Coach Bell of Carolina International School. Thanks for joining me this morning, Coach Bell. Y'all are coming off a big win in the second round of the playoffs over Robbinsville, 93-74. Just give us your initial thoughts about how your team played against Robbinsville to be able to win that game and advance to the third round.
Survive and move on, man. Robbinsville is a great program. Those kids played extremely hard, competitive all the way through. Be honest, we was fortunate enough, to get a few points ahead and maintain it because it went back and forth. Seriously, even though we got like 10 points, it didn't feel comfortable. I'm being honest with you. It just went back and forth. Those guys were making great passes, making the open shots. So they really came to play, and we were fortunate enough to get the win because that's a great program, the Robbinsville. Yeah. So
absolutely. And one thing, just looking at the. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You fine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just looking at y'all's box score from last night, I mean, and we talked about this the other day, you've got 4 guys that average double figures. You've got one more that's at 9.6, so you almost have 5 guys averaging double figures. I know in your first round game, Power had 38 points, but you still had 3 others in double figures. And then last night you had 5 in double figures, 3 over 20 points, and 1 was 7. So is that just kind of indicative of your team? You guys really like to spread it around and have just all kinds of scoring options?
Yeah. I mean, the guys have bought into each other. They really don't care who's scoring and long somebody put it in the basket. So we're very fortunate in that situation. But if one guy is hot, hey, they're going to feed him, and then of course we always looking for the next guy to step up and, do what they need to do. So we've been fortunate this whole year that the guys have really bought into each other. To share the ball, move it around, and the guy makes the shot. If you don't, doesn't matter. And on to the next guy. We just keep going from there. Yeah, so we're excited about that.
And then obviously you're going to be coming to play at Hayesville in the third round. And so just tell us what you know about Hayesville to this point and what you expect out of that game a little bit, maybe.
Hey, they're number one for a reason. Their armor hasn't been deep chipped or anything. They got a big O at the back end, so it's gonna be an uphill battle. So their home court, they know it well. Those guys, from what I've seen, some clips of videos, they play extremely well together. They move the ball, they push it. They got a great chemistry, great coaching staff. So, like I say, it's an uphill battle. Or we gonna lace them up and let the ball go and do what we do. And I know they're going to do what they do. And, hopefully we be competitive and we'll see how it goes from there.
Absolutely. And just tell us, obviously, big advantage getting to play at home in the first 2 rounds. And that allowed your team, sure it helped in winning those first 2 games. What changes for your team now and kind of what's y'all's travel plans, game plans, as far as now you got to take the show on the road and Charlotte to Hayesville is just a little bit of a drive.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a drive. And we were fortunate enough that they get those first 2 home games because, being at home, we had a lot of jitters. First round playoffs. We've been there before, but we never got over the hump. And being at home, I think that helped us calm our nerves a little bit and get that first win ever in school's program history to get a first round. And then, it helped us with the second round because we still was very nervous. And that definitely helped out a lot. We've had some success early in the season with being on the road doing conference play. Now, non-conference, we wasn't as successful as we wanted to. We had a lot of we got hit over the head quite a few times. But we know one thing that does help that we've played in different arenas, different sizes, different depth perceptions. So we're kind of used to that. But like I said, we haven't traveled 4 hours. So we will be traveling up early, try to get ourselves together, get relaxed, and hopefully the guys actually go to sleep. It's going to be kind of hard, game day, night before, but hopefully get some rest and, easy trip up and get there, get some food, and take care of business and, then get there in school and relax. So hopefully we get some rest tonight because, one night on, one night off, and then back on. So it's kind of rough. So we just looking forward to having an opportunity to play in a great program like Hayesville because, like I said, it's a great program. So, to go this far, and just mention real quick, last night we had one of our young men to reach 1,000 points, Mr. Kaman Power. So we're excited for him. GPA is 4.1, National Honor Society young man, great student athlete, great representation for the school. So I just want to make sure he's getting recognized for all his hard work on the academics as well on the floor. But 1,000 points is 1,000 points. So we're excited for him for doing that as well. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an incredible accomplishment.
Yes.
And congrats to the young man. And it sounds like not only is he an amazing player on the court, but an amazing young man off the court, which I know this is a basketball interview and we're a basketball season covering organization right now, but we always also like to highlight these young men for their accomplishments off the court because later on in life, those ones tend to be a little more important. But I've got one last question for you, Coach, and I'll let you go. And not ask you to give away your whole game plan, but if you were going to do one thing on Friday night for your team to come out with a win, what's one thing your team needs to do as a team? And then maybe what's one thing they need to do to try and maybe limit Hayesville? So kind of a two-part question there, if you don't mind sharing just a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. One thing we'll see if we can find a big lock and chain and lock Hayesville up in their locker room so they can't come out. Maybe we'll have a chance there, but we just got to try to come out, compete, and try to play our game plan and do what we've been doing all year. Really can't change it up because then the guys not used to that. So hopefully it works. We're gonna play hard, compete, and that's it, man. That's the bottom of it. Right now. It's a David and Goliath situation. We know we got an uphill battle, but we're gonna come out, strap them up, and just play hard and compete, and we let the chips fall where they may. And that's the real secret to what we're gonna do. That's how we're coming.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, Coach. We wish you best of luck. We wish you safe travels. And we're also excited for the opportunity for any of your fans watching this interview as well. The game will be covered live on fyntv.com. So I know that's a long trip. We want all your fans that can make it to come because these boys deserve the in-person support.
Yes.
But as well, if it's too hard to make the trip, we're excited the opportunity to be able to provide a free broadcast for all the fans to watch as well. And I look forward to meeting you in person after a couple of good interviews on Saturday.
No, man, I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get that link because I know that my parents are already asking
we'll get
that. So that we would truly appreciate that. So because I know that's a trip.
Yeah. We will get that to you 100%. But we appreciate you joining us, Coach.
No, man, appreciate you, Mr. Caleb. Appreciate